Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Savar's Seasonal Adventures. Today, we are in Limsa Lominsa because our Viridian Vieira has received word that Rouge Lorelei has been seen doing some fishing, among other things, but also talking to chocobo breeders, which are in Gridania, so I don't know how that exactly connects to Limsa Lominsa, but I'll be honest, I thought of this intro before I remembered where this quest took place, so don't worry too much about it. Anyway, during some break time in between recording sessions and fishing, I was requested for some assistance by one Lotto Bees to stable my chocobo, or Rouge's chocobo, Baccarat, in the Free Company stables. However, what I learned is that you can't actually do that until you've completed a quest. And initially, my plan was to complete that quest around the time that it was supposed to be added to the game, or relevant at least, which is Heavensward. However, Bees really wanted help, and who am I to say no to my friends? So I went ahead and did the quest Bird in Hand, without recording it. However, I do have all of the images for it, so I will be putting them up here, reading through that, and then we can begin the Maiden's Rhapsody event quest. Bird in Hand. The chocobo keep Luculot, may be far from home, but has some matter close to his heart that he would discuss with you. Greetings, madam. Tell me, how goes the training for your avian mount? Could not help but notice that there is some bias towards real-life combat. All battle and no bonding makes for a far less noble bird. I see that you already have a fine residence of your own. Why not build a stable for your chocobo? Closeness leads to fondness, and there are other perks. Indeed, I could tell you of those and more, if you wish. We of Ishgard have a knack for chocobo husbandry. We have forgotten more than Gridania will ever know, I fear. One Ishgardian knack is to stable chocobos at one's residence. That makes it possible to train and feed the birds. The second knack is to keep the stable meticulously clean and picked up. Chocobos are cleanly creatures and easily distressed by slovenly housekeeping. Shall we get straight to it? Pick up every vegetable scrap littering the stable, if you please. You would do well to pick up every vegetable scrap in the stable. The chocobo's sensitive nature will interpret this as a sign of your love. Tell me when you are done and we shall speak more. The vegetable scraps you pick up read, random bits and pieces of vegetables, leaves, and fruit left uneaten by a chocobo. And when you return with them to Luculot, he says, have you collected all the vegetable scraps? Very good, I will take those. The place is as fresh as cream. How well the chocobos look fluffing their feathers in contentment. You would do well to lay in a magic broom. You shall need to use those for a proper cleaning, but that is for another time. There is more to stable care than simple cleaning. And that brings us to the third Ishgardian knack, fresh feed. I am not the aptest tutor for this craft, however. There is one who has the knack right here in Bent Branch. That would be Mistress Margalt, the resident botanist. She is in charge of all cultivars maintained here for the chocobos. Go to her and beg a few greens and information from her. She will not stint you on either. Upon speaking to Margalt, she says, some feed for your chocobo? Aye, you've come to the right place for it. It's been a warm spring. Try the cracker root. Many birds would otherwise go off their feed, cannot resist those luscious roots. We raise them with love as well as skill. Master Luculot likes to call that a knack, and I've no quarrel with it. 'Tis a joy to grow, whether it be vegetables, chocobos, or the skill in one's hands. Why not try your own hand at growing vegetables? You say you have a house, and a house must have a field. The food grown with your love and care, how could your bird not thrive, eating feed such as that? Mayhap we are not what we eat, elsewise my father would be a codfish a-swim in butter. But the feed certainly makes chocobos, aye. So sensitive is their nature that you can see the effects of a particular feed as clear as day. But I have yet to tell you about the main feeds. You are sure to be fascinated. Shall we ever tire of speaking of the Gishel Green? Precious, luscious plants. You can summon and train your birds with these greens. But as wonderful as Gishel Greens are, they are hardly unique in being attuned to specific areas of a chocobo's abilities. The art of raising a chocobo involves choosing a balance of these vegetables to feed your bird, thus creating a chocobo that is, well, just so. The best laid plans of wranglers are often frustrated by a picky eater, though. Do make sure you come to know each bird's likes and dislikes. They are no pieces of magitech to bend to your will. But when bird and woman grow together, why, you might discover something very special indeed. Aye, and you would do well to grow your own feed. May as well fight with a pine sword to raise a chocobo without a vegetable field of your own. Visit a store to buy the seeds, and remember, love and skill, there's the knack. I do go on, don't I? You came for a handful of feed and got an earful, but that's the way of it with us botanists. Take this fine specimen of a cracker root to your sweet chocobo, and I wish you both the joy of it. The gigantic cracker root you receive reads, an unbelievably oversized cracker root, certain to make any chocobo the happiest bird in the realm. This particular specimen was given to you by Moogle's Gift Mount's stable hand, Margalt Shortmane. Upon returning with it to Lokalot, he says, "Ah, were you able to collect some chocobo feed? Margalt is never stingy with her vegetables. As fine a cracker root as I have ever seen. A magnificent specimen. This will make the training all the more effective, I believe. We come to the fourth knack of chocobo husbandry, Ruja. Training. I hear the head wrangler Keitha about her work. There's a thought. Go and speak with her. She will tell you much and more of training chocobos." Nice to see you, Venturer. Here to learn about training your bird, you say? Stay with your chocobo and you'll be able to train the sweetheart. But you need to give him a treat straight after and not a moment later. What I do is go pick up a choice bit of feed before I get the bird into training. The results vary, and that slick ruffian at the Ebony Stalls used to say. Around here, results depend on how clean the stables are and what treats you give. But as long as you love your chocobo, it's hard to muck it up. Well now, got a fine root, a cracker root on you already. That'll work as a treat, no pun intended. Go on, start training little Leia there. After you give the cracker root to little Leia, Keitha says, "That was sweetly done, Venturer. You've got some skill at this, I reckon. Some are made to train more than just one bird, but you can handle any chocobo. Some venturers share a stable, you know. Might be you could care for birds other than your own. You muck out the stable, and that means you help and raise the other venturers' birds as well as your own. Don't matter who did the mucking out, really. The birds have been cared for, you see. That ought to hold you for a while, aye? No use pouring too much wine into a cup. You best return to Luqualot before his Ishgardian brain case starts imagining the worst. That's all I got for you today, adventurer. Tell Luqualot he did right bringing you to me." Turning to Luqualot, he says, "Sweetly done. High praise indeed from Keitha. Excellent, excellent. I have now taught you all the knacks you must needs know at this time, I believe. It is my hope that you will add a stable to your residence, and there raise a chocobo to serve as your brave mount and trusted companion. How I long to meet that bird someday. I trust you will not disappoint me." And thankfully, that is all we have for that quest. Hope you're happy, bees. Did that ahead of time for you. But let's hop into tonight's seasonal quest, shall we? Let us begin the Maiden's Rhapsody event with a journey to remember. Don't mind me, somebody just dropped something really heavy in the background. I'm sure that's fine. Ramumu has caught wind of a promising story and seeks an adventurer to help separate fact from fiction. "Excuse me, sir, do you have a moment? I'm Ramumu with the Harbour Herald, and judging by your dress, you're one of those well-traveled adventurers I've heard so much about. No doubt one as worldly as yourself has heard the rumors of an unusual warrior maiden from the Far East. Danger constantly follows in her footsteps, and the Far Easterners I've spoken with claim her dress and fighting style are nothing they've ever seen. Do you know what happened the last time a strange warrior from the unknown lands came to Eorzea? That upstart, Peter Winsome, practically stole the parchment from my desk to write his story. Our readership soon doubled, and he's been regarded as the Harbour Herald's finest reporter ever since. That should have been my story, and I'll be damned if he beats me to this one. But if following her is as dangerous as it sounds, I'll need an adventurer like you to keep me safe. If you're interested, meet me down at Costa del Sol. That's where she was last spotted, so that's where I plan to start. I hope to see you at Costa del Sol, sir. If all goes as planned, I'll have a real story to finally put Peter Winsome in his place." Here we go. Oh, shit. I forgot I can't fucking fly. God damn it. Hello, I made it. Ah, you're here at last. I was beginning to think you wouldn't come. Why are you drenched? Don't ask. Anyway, she was here a few bells ago, or so I was told. Look, over there, could it be? Wow, she's just staring right at us, huh? Hello. Begging your pardons, please do not think me strange for asking, but can you tell me if we are close to Selbina? Or perhaps Mohara? I fear I am hopelessly lost. Selbina? Mohara? Sorry, dear, but you're on the eastern shore of Vilbrand, in eastern Lenosha, to be precise. I take it you're the far eastern traveler that's been the talk of the taverns of late? Cut quite the warpath through Eorzea, from what I've heard. Yes, I hail from the far east, but Vilbrand, Lenosha, I cannot recall such names. Truth be told, I cannot recall much of anything since awakening in these strange surroundings. By Bayergot's beard! You mean you lost your memory? I remember my name is Iroha. I am training in the way of the glaive, though I feel I am still a novice. Before awakening here, I was on a mission to... Forgive me, it is hard to make sense of what little I can recall. The only clear thoughts in my mind are of master, and a powerful technique I labor to perfect, Amatsu Kyori. I am certain it is essential to completing my mission. Interesting you'd remember training above all else. Perhaps that's the key. If you continue to practice your master's teachings, it stands to reason that other related memories might come back to you. Recalling my mission by first recalling master's teachings. Yes, that does seem plausible. I do not doubt many of the techniques I have learned have a specific purpose. It would only be a matter of focusing on this particular one. This is the scoop I've been looking for. Far Eastern warrior on a special mission? What if we're in danger? This isn't some fairy tale like Peter's story. People need to know. But she's no good to us if she can't remember anything. Help her so we can get to the bottom of this. Do you know she's still fully in earshot? Here, take this map before you go. Training won't do you any good if you get lost now, will it? Your kindness is greatly appreciated. Thank you. To journey alone in this strange land would be a trial all its own, I am sure. Might we explore the shore south of here? I recall mention that the beach was an excellent place for training. Something about the aquatic wildlife being suitable for sparring. The creatures here are similar. I would like very much to try my hand against them. And I trust that you'll ensure she has every opportunity to do so. Now, don't let me keep you. The sooner she remembers her mission, the better. When she's had her fill of combating critters along the coast, perhaps you should rest in Limsa, where it's safer. Bulwark Hall should do nicely. It's the first place she'll see after coming through the gates. Sure. Alright, everybody just fucks off, I guess. That's fine. And now we begin the fate. Our favorite pastime. To begin her training, Iroha would challenge the robber crabs of Costa del Sol. Fight by her side and see that she is not overwhelmed. Also hang out near Iroha, just so we make sure we can see what things she says, like, yeah. Classic line. Oh, I missed a quote there, it's fine. Anyway. Let's get back to it. Why are you going to that one? I will not fall! A million souls sing to me! I believe that will suffice for now. You're right, turn that shit off. Fighting alongside such a seasoned warrior has been educational. I am grateful that you chose to accompany me. And there she goes. You know, we could always just head back together, you know, like... Hang on, how far does she actually go? Now I'm curious. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Training at the beach was invigorating. It has been too long since I enjoyed such sport, fighting alongside one so well versed in the art of war. I would like to think I improved my form by following your example. At first I doubted crabs would be suitable for practice, but I was quite wrong. Testing my strength against their hardened shells, swing after swing, over and over again, I could easily spend days or even weeks at a time battling them. If only I could remember who suggested this training regimen. Hey, I found this rock. Optostone Shard. A slightly luminous stone of unknown origin. It may have some connection with Iroha's lost memories. That's a little bit of a leap in logic, buddy, but sure, we'll go with it. Just ignore the novice network, by the way. It's fine. Oh my, what a peculiar stone. I sense something within it. Something familiar. Something dark. A weird guy. A grueling battle in the cold against evil made manifest. A lord of shadows, long dead yet somehow resurrected. The fate of the realm hanging in the balance. I remember. And yet, I'm not convinced these visions relate to my mission. Why would Master entrust me with the means to slay such a foe? The answer must lie within my memories. They have to. All the more reason I must hurry to complete my training and perfect Amatsu Kyori. While waiting for your arrival, I asked a couple travelers from Gridania, I think, where I might find creatures of a more dark and unusual nature. They told me of a place called Hauke Manor, a cursed estate whose grounds play host to various sorts of hellish monsters. These creatures sounded like promising opponents, full of the fury and cunning I would expect in a true battle. Now then, let us be off. When we are finished, we can meet in the nearby town. Oh, well, we are going to Gridania. Haha, I knew it was connected. I'm so smart. Alright, off we go. Alright, here we come. The Way of the Samurai. Iroha is surprised to find that voids sent near Hauke Manor are reminiscent of demons from an old story she knows well. Join her in battle and help her to defeat the fiends. Yeah, she says. Iroha, you've got to stop getting hit by the AoEs, girl. It really is not that hard, I promise. Take that! These demons, they call to mind another old story. To surpass his limits, a great samurai once fought such fiends. Perhaps by defeating these demons I can do the same. Ever shall we rise! I will not fall! I am also always saying shit like this, honestly. A million soul... I already read that one, it's fine. Easy money. It would seem we have driven them back. Alas, I could scarcely match your pace. This will not do. There must be a way for me to improve more quickly. Alright, bye. Never even a thank you. Hello. Thank you once again for your aid in my training. To witness such majesty and grace on the battlefield is truly inspiring. It served as a wonderful lesson in combat. Found another rock, or a stone shard. Slightly luminous stone of unknown origins. May have some connection with Iroha's lost memory. Oh, you found yet another strange stone. It radiates with a warmth, much like the last, but the color is... Wait, do you hear that? What the fuck? What kind of horrible beast was that? I don't like it. Long and arduous journey together with a young girl. This vision is not what I expected. We fought many battles together, and we were not alone. No, I dare say our comrades were well beyond counting. But what business would I, a lonely student, have undertaking such missions? I cannot make sense of it. Still, I must thank you for this. Before meeting you, I was hopelessly lost, smothered by a fog of fear and uncertainty. But now I have your light to guide me. You have brought me yet another step closer to completing my training and unlocking the memories still dormant within me. After speaking with a few of the patrons here before you arrived, I believed I have found the perfect place to continue honing my skills. The Sogoli Desert. If what I was told was true, a creature of unspeakable terror roams the sands. They say its strength is impossible to gauge, as no one lives to tell of its great might. But together, I believe we can lay the beast low. When we have finished, we can take a hard-earned rest in Ul'dah. Sure. Just just go everywhere, do everything, kill everything. I think that's it there. Wait, nope, that's it there. That's just a fucking sandworm. I'm an idiot. Alright, here we go. Bring it on, ugly. Serket Breaker. While investigating rumors of a sinister creature, Iroha finds herself face to face with Serket, a fearsome beast of legend. Join forces with Iroha and see if the monstrosity lives up to its reputation. Sick. To think that we managed to defeat such a foe. Yeah? Oh, and yet, I find that there is still something within me, still wanting. I must find a way to overcome this. I must find my way home. Alright, well, you do that. Have fun with your long walk. I'm taking the quick way back. Hey, oh Jesus, that was a horrible voice crack. Let's try that again. Hey, I got another rock. There are no words to express my gratitude for your assistance. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine confronting the legendary Serket. Not for you, I would be one of the countless victims who succumbed to its poisonous sting. Is it that famous? I've never fucking heard of it. Aura Stone Shard. A slightly luminous stone of unknown origin. It may have some connection with Iroha's lost memories. Let's hope. Another stone. Yes, comes to me now. A mortal struggle, forbidden magics uttered in final bid for salvation. It all makes sense now. The pitched battles, the arduous journeys, the fellowship adventures. It was not my life that I recalled, but rather the tales of a great hero I mistook as myself. I suspected such feats were too extraordinary to be my own, and the memories held within this stone have removed all doubt. They were of a journey into the past, one that revealed a horrible truth I dare not repeat aloud. And I remember my home, Vanadiel. It is not some territory or continent, but an entirely different world. My true memories return to me now, and it is all thanks to you. More importantly, I believe I now understand how to wield Amatsu Kyori. It should not be long before my path home is clear to me as well, but first, I must see my training to its completion. While waiting here, I heard unsettling stories of a foul beast terrorizing Bronze Lake. This is the perfect opportunity to put practice everything I have learned. Today is the day I wield the power of Amatsu Kyori. After this last endeavor, let us meet in Limsa Lominsa. Alright. Off to the hot springs, then. Are these the horrible beasts? Those are just, like... Well, I mean, those are pretty horrible looking. Never look too closely at these things. I don't like them. Anyway, oh! Yeah, that's probably a little bit more of a problem, huh? The key to Amatsu Kyori. But I'm not alone either. I will deal with the dragon. Pray, attend to the eye. You got it, Chief. I struck true, and yet it is unharmed? I fear I am nearing my limit. No! I did not come this far to fail now. I will return to my world. Master. The power. It fills me. Alright, lady, you just work your problems out, I guess. The power of Amatsu Kyori! And here I am, just a spectator. Come, Savar! It begins! Take that! Boy, this sure is a fight, huh? Alright, turn that shit on. At last, my training is complete. And it is all thanks to you. You were always there to keep me on the path. I was there like 4 times. I would speak with you more, but not here. Let us make for Limsa Laminsa. Alrighty then. Hey. At last, the power of Amatsu Kyori is mine to command, and my memories are slowly returning. None of this would have been possible if not for your unwavering guidance. To think I could have forgotten my mission so vital. My resolve was unyielding, my mind focused on the task before me. In the end, I fear I may have jeopardized all I hold dear. As I told earlier, my home is, or rather was, a world known as Vanadiel. Try as we might, its destruction could not be forestalled. But fate saw fit to give me one last chance. I was allowed to travel back in time, to escape the past before the darkness had consumed all. Together with the heroes of the past, I knew that tragedy could be averted, just as it had been so many times before. Master was the greatest of them all, a hero without equal, whose grand adventures I mistook as my own memories. I cannot help but feel I am still forgetting something important, something that happened to Master. I suppose in time it will come to me. Before I leave, might we go speak with Remumu? If not for her insistence, I would have been bereft of your assistance. It would be rude not to extend my thanks to her as well. Sure. I cannot shake the feeling I am once again forgetting something, but I suppose it will not matter when I return. Oh, how I long once more to fight at Master's side. Hiroha told me the good news. Her memory is for the most part restored. Perhaps more importantly, her training is complete. If you hadn't come to me with Costa del Sol, I dare say she'd still be swinging at crabs along the beach. Now that I have you here, I'd very much like to talk to you about my about what you were doing before we arrived. How exactly did you come to be in Eorzea? And you say you went back in time, trying to save your world? Yes, you have the right of it. No life was spared by the darkness. None save for mine, that is. Fate intervened, and I was sent back to the past, to a time where I could find heroes capable of saving Vanadiel. That is how I was reunited with Master, although at a much earlier time than I anticipated. The last thing I remember is a fierce battle and a strange light. When next I awoke, I was here, to be torn away from Master when I was needed most. My heart feels like it may burst. How awful. You were close then? Master was like family to me, an exceptional warrior besides. I've spent my entire life striving to be such a hero and live up to the legends I so fondly remember. I am also being very careful to avoid using gendered pronouns to ensure that this character can be any gender. It all began with a stone, or so the story goes. In ages past, a sentient jewel, enormous and beautiful, banished the darkness. Its light filled the world with life and brought forth mighty gods. The world entered an age of bliss. That is, until the gods fell into slumber. That world is my home, Vanadiel. It was a home to 3 great nations, the Kingdom of Sanodria, the Republic of Bastok, and the Federation of Windurst. Powerful as they were, though, in times of strife they would turn to a single hero, my master. And I know, they kind of all looked like freaks, but it's fine, don't worry about it. Especially not that one on the right. Be it a demon of rage seeking vengeance, a spiteful god of destruction, or a spiteful god our destruction. Master was there to pull us back from the brink of oblivion. So long as there is light and life in the world, The legend of Vanadiel's greatest hero will live on. Damn, she kind of bad, though. Damn, she kind of bad, though. Sorry, I shouldn't be saying such things about women without any, It's very rude of me. I apologize to women. Sorry, women. There is little wonder these stories were the first to spring back to my mind. I have all but memorized them, but no matter how many times I asked, you would always... Oh, please excuse me. For a moment when I looked at you, something in your eyes reminded me of Master, and then I remembered that you're a fucking Viera, a race that doesn't exist in Final Fantasy XI. What were some of those words you just said? Don't worry yourself over it. I imagine your friend here has often had that effect on people. No, mostly they just run away screaming. I realize how ridiculous this seems. Anyone in their right mind would think it's some fanciful dream. But for me, this world is the dream, and now it is time to awaken. When next I open my eyes, I will be home, in Vanadiel, once more at Master's side. This may be just a dream, but it is one I shall never forget. Thank you for everything. Sure. So are you just gonna fall asleep, like, right here on the spot, or... What's the deal? Yeah, no, she actually is just straight up gonna fall asleep, right? Okay, we have beds. Alright. Or, wait, maybe not. It would seem I'm not yet ready to return. Is this perhaps the will of the goddess? Man, I don't fucking know. If it is by her will, then so it shall be. I vow to work hard every day to become a warrior worthy of your teachings. Then, when the time comes, we shall meet again, here in Eorzea, or perhaps in the waking world. Sorry, Aroha, but I don't plan on playing Final Fantasy XI. There goes the greatest story I'll never get to write. An adventurer from another world, traveling back in time to save her people? What a stupid fucking idea for an expansion. I hope they never do that. But who's going to believe such a silly tale? I'll leave the flights of fancy to Peter. But for her sake, I hope she finds her way home, wherever that may be. I mean, I don't really care what happens to her, as long as I don't have to help her a fifth time. But we did it! Who is that beast in the corner there? She fills me with unholy dread, but I'm sure it's fine. Thank you for helping me with that story on Aroha. I only wish the information we obtained from it was worth the trouble. Time-traveling warrior from another world. Who would believe such a thing? There's no way I could proclaim it to be true. But it did make for some nice piece of fiction in the papers. Better luck next time, eh? Just replay the event. Why the fuck would I want to do that? I ain't doing that. I'm fucking out of here. I'm leaving. This lead was a dead end. There's no warrior of light here. Just some lost samurai. And that's me. Well, that's also me. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Anyway, folks, that is going to do it for today's episode of Savar's Seasonal Adventures. Thank you very much for joining me, and remember, check out links in description of the video if you are curious about seeing more of this series. I stream semi-regularly on Twitch at twitch.tv/officialpunguy, and the series that this is a part of, A Realm Reread, will return in an undisclosed amount of time. But until then, I thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you have a pleasant evening. Or morning. No, morning! No, don't!